Falling in the bathroom is one of the most frightening events a senior can experience, but your immediate reaction determines your safety. The hard surfaces, the confined space, and the presence of water make this a unique environment. Your instinct will be to panic and try to stand up instantly. You must override this instinct. We are going to walk through the exact sequence of movements from the floor to safety that protects your body from further injury. The 1-minute freeze protocol. This is the most critical step, and it answers the immediate promise of the title. If you find yourself on the bathroom floor, your very first action is to do absolutely nothing. Do not move. Do not try to sit up. Do not try to call out yet. Just lie still. When you fall, your body experiences a massive surge of adrenaline. This is a shock response. This adrenaline numbs pain instantly. If you try to spring up immediately, you might be standing on a broken hip or a fractured ankle without realizing it. Moving a broken bone can turn a simple fracture into a complex injury that requires surgery. This is simple to do. Just breathe. Force yourself to lie perfectly still for 60 seconds. Count them in your head if you can. This pause serves two biological purposes. First, it allows the initial wave of dizziness to pass. If you fell because of a drop in blood pressure, standing up quickly will only cause you to fall again. This helps the body stabilize. Second, it allows the shock to settle slightly so you can begin to feel your body accurately. You need your pain receptors to give you true information. By waiting 1 minute, you allow the adrenaline spike to drop just enough so that if something hurts, you will feel it before you put weight on it. This works well for most older adults to regain control. During this minute, focus entirely on your breathing. Deep, slow breaths. This calms the nervous system and oxygenates the brain, clearing the fog of the fall. You are taking control of the situation by pausing. Most older adults can do this safely. The slide check assessment. Once the minute has passed and you feel stable enough to test your body, do not lift your arms or legs into the air. Lifting a limb requires core strength and can throw off your balance if you are still disoriented. Instead, use the floor as a guide. We call this the slide check. Start with your hands. Keep your palms on the cold tile and gently slide them along the floor towards your hips, then up towards your head. You are checking for pain in the wrists, elbows, and shoulders without fighting gravity. If sliding your arm causes sharp pain, stop immediately. This is easy on the joints. Next, do the same with your feet. Keep your heels on the floor. Gently slide one heel up towards your body, bending the knee, and then slide it back down. Repeat with the other leg. You are testing the integrity of your hips and knees. This helps identify hidden injuries. If you can slide your limbs without sharp shooting pain, it is a good sign that the bones are intact. If you feel a grating sensation or intense nausea when you move a limb, that is a signal not to move that part of the body any further. This assessment protects you from making the injury worse. Check your head last. Gently roll your head from side to side on the floor. Do not lift it yet. If the room spins violently when you turn your head, you may have a concussion or vertigo. In that case, do not attempt to stand. Stay where you are. This fits into the safety sequence naturally. By sliding instead of lifting, you conserve energy. You are gathering data about your body in the safest possible way. This assessment gives you the green light to proceed to the next step or the red light to stay put and wait for help. The side roll transition. If your slide check confirms that your limbs are working and you are not in severe pain, you must now prepare to move. However, you cannot stand up safely from your back, especially on a slippery bathroom floor. You have no leverage in that position. You must transition to your side first. This movement should be slow and segmented. Do not try to throw your whole body over at once. Start with your head. Turn your eyes and head towards the direction you want to roll. Your body tends to follow your eyes. This is a gentle way to move. Next, bring your opposite arm across your chest. If you are rolling to the right, bring your left arm across. Then bend your left knee so your foot is flat on the floor. Push gently through that foot to lever your hips over. This helps the body function more easily. Let your shoulder follow your hips. You should end up lying on your side, curled slightly in a fetal position. Pause here. Do not rush. This position is much more stable than lying on your back. It gives you a moment to rest and reassess your dizziness. Most older adults can manage this role comfortably. From this side position, you can use your arms to push your upper body up while keeping your hips on the floor. You are aiming to get into a seated position on one hip, or if you are able, into a crawling position on your hands and knees. This works well to prevent dizziness. If you have bad knees and cannot crawl, staying seated on one hip is a valid option. The goal is simply to get your torso upright so you can look around the room effectively. The anchor identification. Now that you are upright or on your hands and knees, do not just grab the nearest object to pull yourself up. This is a common mistake that leads to secondary falls. Bathroom fixtures are deceptive. A towel rack looks like a handle, but it is often glued to the wall or held by tiny screws. It is designed to hold a damp towel, not 150 pounds of human weight. If you pull on it, it will likely rip out of the wall, sending you crashing back down. You must identify a true anchor. The strongest object in almost any bathroom is the toilet bowl. It is bolted directly to the floor. It is solid porcelain and low to the ground, making it the perfect stability point for the first stage of rising. This is a safe target to move toward. Another potential anchor is the vanity cabinet, specifically the edge of the countertop, provided the cabinet is sturdy and fixed to the wall. Avoid pedestal sinks, those sinks that stand on a single column. They are often not bolted to the floor and can tip over if you pull on them. This helps you avoid structural failure. Visually scan the room, locate the toilet. If you are not near it, you will need to bottom shuffle or crawl slowly towards it. Do not rush this transit. Keep your center of gravity low. This fits into any bathroom layout. If there are rugs or bath mats in your way, push them aside. Loose mats are slip hazards. You want your hands and knees on the solid floor so you have traction. Move towards your anchor with focus. This simple check prevents a second accident. Once you reach the toilet, place both hands on the seat or the rim. Push down on it to test its stability. Feel the solidity of it. This mental confirmation helps reduce your panic. You now have a solid base to work from. The Prince's Knight lift. Now you are at the anchor, the toilet. You are on your hands and knees, or seated on the floor facing it. You need to get up. The safest mechanical way to do this is a technique often called the Prince's Knight or the half kneel. This technique uses the strength of your legs, not your back. Place your hands firmly on the toilet seat. Do not pull back on it, push down on it. This engages your triceps and shoulders to stabilize your torso. This is simple to do and mechanically sound. Now, determine which is your stronger leg. You are going to bring that strong leg forward. Lift the knee and place that foot flat on the floor. You should now be in a position that looks like a knight being knighted. One knee on the floor, one foot flat on the floor, hands on the toilet. This position provides a stable tripod base. Take a moment here. Ensure your forward foot is not on a slippery spot. It should be planted firmly. Your back toe, the one on the floor, should be tucked under for extra grip if possible. This helps the body function with leverage. To stand, you will push down through your hands and down through your forward heel simultaneously. Lean your chest forward over the toilet slightly. This shifts your weight over your legs. Drive yourself up until you can turn and sit directly onto the toilet seat. This is easy on the lower back. Do not try to stand all the way up to a full vertical position. Your goal is simply to get your bottom onto the toilet seat. That is your safe zone. Once you are seated on the toilet, you are off the floor and in a normal posture. Most older adults can execute this if they take it slow. If you have knee replacements or severe arthritis that makes kneeling impossible, you will need to use the backward shuffle. Sit with your back to the toilet. Push up with your arms and triceps to lift your bottom inches off the floor, shuffling backward until your bottom touches the toilet bowl. Then lever yourself up onto the seat, using the rim for support. The towel drag if you cannot rise. What if you do the slide check and realize you have broken your hip? Or what if you are simply too weak to get into the kneeling position? You are stuck on the floor. Your biggest enemy now is not the fall itself, but the floor. Bathroom tile is designed to be cold. It sucks body heat away from you rapidly. Hypothermia can set in surprisingly fast, even in a heated house, if you are lying on cold porcelain or stone. You must insulate yourself. Look around for anything made of fabric, towels, bath mats, a bathrobe, or even the laundry from a hamper. If you cannot get up, you must drag these items to you. This is a critical survival habit. Do not try to lift your body on top of them if it causes pain. Instead, cover yourself with them. Put dry towels over your chest and legs. If you can, slide a folded towel under your head. This preserves your core temperature. This helps the body conserve energy. If you can reach a bath mat, try to slide it under your torso. Even a thin layer of rubber or fabric between you and the tile makes a massive difference in heat conservation. This works well to protect your organs. This technique is called the long lie management. It is about buying time safely. By keeping warm, you prevent your body from going into shock, which keeps your mind clear so you can focus on getting help. This is simple to do even with limited mobility. The pipe banging signal. If you are alone, immobile, and do not have a medical alert button or a phone within reach, you need to signal for help. Yelling is the natural instinct, but it is exhausting. Screaming wears out your diaphragm and uses up oxygen. Furthermore, bathrooms are often acoustically isolated. Sound bounces around inside but doesn't travel well through closed doors. Use physics to your advantage. Sound travels better through solids than through air. Look for a hard object, a hairbrush, a cup, a plunger handle, or even your own shoe. If you are near the vanity cabinet, open the door and look for the drain pipe, the P-trap, under the sink. This is a smart use of your environment. Bang the hard object rhythmically against the metal pipe or the floor. 3 sharp bangs, a pause. 3 sharp bangs, a pause. This creates a low-frequency vibration that travels through the structure of the house. This helps the sound carry to neighbors or other rooms. If you live in an apartment building, banging on the floor or the pipes is often heard by neighbors below or above much more clearly than a voice. It sounds mechanical and intentional, which draws attention. Most older adults can do this without tiring. Save your voice for when you hear someone close by. Use the percussive noise to alert the structure of the building. It conserves your energy for the long wait. This is easy on the lungs and highly effective. The adrenaline pause, post-recovery. Let us assume you were successful with the Prince's night maneuver and you are now sitting safely on the toilet seat. You are off the floor. You might feel a sudden urge to stand up, wash your hands, and walk out of the bathroom to shake it off. Do not do this. You are currently under the influence of the adrenaline mask. The stress hormones are still flooding your system, acting as a powerful painkiller. You might have a twisted knee or a hairline fracture in your foot that you literally cannot feel yet because of the chemical surge. This is a moment for discipline. Institute a mandatory 5-minute adrenaline pause. Stay seated on the toilet, lid down. Put your head in your hands. Breathe. Allow the adrenaline to leave your system. This helps the body return to baseline. As the adrenaline fades, the true sensations will return. You might start to feel a throbbing in your wrist or a sharp ache in your ankle. This is good information. If you had tried to walk out immediately, you might have collapsed on that injured ankle. This prevents a secondary injury. Only after you have sat for 5 full minutes and you have wiggled your toes and ankles to ensure they truly work should you attempt to stand up and walk out. And when you do, hold onto the wall. Treat yourself as fragile for the next hour. Most older adults find this pause prevents later complications. This pause also allows your blood pressure to normalize completely. The exertion of getting off the floor can cause a secondary dip in pressure. Sitting ensures you don't faint as you try to leave the room. Summary of safety. These 8 steps transform a chaotic event into a managed process. We started with the 1-minute freeze to stop panic. We moved to the slide check to assess injury without load. We used the side roll to transition safely. We identified a solid anchor to avoid pulling down fixtures. We used the Prince's night maneuver to rise using leg strength. We covered the towel drag for thermal safety if you are stuck, and the pipe banging technique to signal for help. Finally, we emphasized the adrenaline pause to ensure you don't walk on an injury. You can practice the slide check and the side roll on your bed comfortably. Knowing the movements before you need them builds muscle memory that can save you in a crisis. If you know someone over 60 who lives alone, share this video and subscribe for more simple health tips.